We've all been in a bad relationship before. You know, the kind where deep down you know it has to end. So you do what most people do. You try to let them down easy. Maybe tell a little white lie, you know, just to cushion the blow.
What happened? Something must have happened.
It's not you. It's me.
But it's not always that easy. Sometimes you just have to be honest with the person.
You're giving me the "it's not you, it's me" routine? I invented "it's not you, it's me." Nobody tells me it's them, not me. If it's anybody, it's me.
All right. George, it's you.
You're damn right it's me.
Well, the Democrat Party has taken that to heart, treating hardworking Americans like a bunch of George Costanzas, telling us all the problems in the country are our fault, not theirs. They want you to think if we just listened to everything they had to say and followed their every command, then America would be a perfect place to live in. If only that was the case. After just 15 months of full Democrat control in Washington, we have the highest gas prices in American history, the highest illegal boarding crossers in American history, the highest inflation rate in 40 years, and some of the highest crime rates in 30 years. And the man behind it all, Joe Biden, is stumbling through nearly every public appearance, humiliating himself over and over again.
I'm deeply proud of the work she's doing as First Lady with Joining Forces initiative she started with Michelle Obama when she was Vice President and now carries on.
She was the Vice President? Joe, you were the Vice President. Michelle was First Lady, and now Jill is First Lady. But it got worse after that. After speaking to a group of naval officers, the speech was over. It was time for him to leave the stage. An event coordinator comes on over the loudspeaker and told the crowd to take a seat. And the President of the United States began to take a seat himself, like he was just a member of the crowd. Watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and remain seated for the departure of our official party. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you for your support of our boat, our crew, our Navy, and our nation. Please board the buses to return to the Chase Center and the post-ceremony reception. Ship's memorabilia will be sold at the Chase Center beginning at 1 p.m.
A majority of Americans now have doubts as to whether Biden's mentally fit to serve as president. Americans are seeing a disaster walk the halls of the White House. But Nancy Pelosi wants you to ignore what you see with your own eyes. She says Joe Biden's perfect. And if you disagree, you must be watching too much Fox. Today, we learned the President of the United States described Fox as, quote, one of the most destructive forces in the United States. That's a line we've heard before. It's the same excuse the last Democrat president used. On the cusp of that midterm shellacking, Barack Obama told Rolling Stone, quote, Fox has a point of view that I think is ultimately destructive for the long-term growth of a country that has a vibrant middle class and is competitive in the world. A month later, Republicans took control of the House. Are you guys seeing any similarities here? They know they can't sell you on their accomplishments. They haven't accomplished anything. The results speak for themselves. When they're about to get politically clobbered, they look for a boogeyman. They call you destructive for listening to the people and talking about the issues. It's worth asking, where would this country be without Fox right now? You'd probably still have to wear a mask 24/7, even if you're driving in a car alone. We certainly wouldn't know that much about the Biden family corruption. Russia collusion probably still be real. Nobody else seemed interested in questioning that. Democrats don't like when you question their plans, see? Or hold them accountable for the results. The real threat, according to them, is the people who won't comply. It's a threat to them every time we give you a voice. Because the more we do it, the more Democrats are exposed for being out of touch with the people. And you can't win the people over if your interests are in Washington and not Main Street. Somehow the rest of the media still hasn't figured this out. Seems like years of being on the wrong side of history hasn't taught them anything. But at least they're finally paying the price for it. Nobody watches or trusts the mainstream media anymore. Now, some of them are trying to salvage any bit of dignity they have left. We're already told you about the New York Times and the Washington Post coming out to authenticate Hunter Biden's laptop 17 months later. On Sunday morning, the Post editorial board came out with a sorry excuse for an apology, saying, quote, "The Hunter Biden story is an opportunity for a reckoning," admitting that the legacy media owes America an apology for covering up the bombshell story on Hunter's laptop right before an election. And it goes on, quote, "The lesson learned from 2020 may well be that there's also a danger of suppressing accurate and relevant stories." Apology not accepted. They'd black out the truth all over again if it meant putting Democrats in power. They rigged an election and now want us to pat them on the back for going to confession? No, these people are sick. So as usual, Fox was right. The other guys were wrong. The Washington Post, the New York Times, what they did was actually destructive, not Fox. But the president won't say that, and they'll return the favor with more favorable coverage. Sure, they verified the laptop, but isn't it interesting they still haven't verified a handful of emails that confirm Joe Biden's the big guy? If anybody's going to go down for this, they want it to be Hunter. Can't implicate Joe, after all. If he goes down, then Kamala becomes president. Nobody, not even the media, want that to happen. But that's how a cult works. It's never about the facts. It's always about the lies you peddle for your leader. If you try to completely stray away from it, try to tell the truth, you're labeled as a threat to the establishment and a danger to society. But at least you can say that you were right and always spoke the truth.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.